CFOs in Asia Pacific are better prepared to manage and control the impact of currency and interest rate movement than at any time in recent history. When developing strategies for 2015, FX volatility was factored in, as well as the potential impact of the Fed hiking rates. In other words, these risks were anticipated and we believe they have been managed prudently. Many corporations we talk to are addressing interest rate risks with cautious balance sheet restructuring, requesting 1 and 2 year tenors, and utilizing more complex hedging solutions. Instruments such as interest rate swaps, interest rate options, and currency swaps are being used more frequently. For the latter, CFOs recognize that currency movements are obviously uncontrollable. But how they are approaching this drawn-out cycle of FX volatility is intensifying. Aside from structured solution, corporations across the region are now borrowing in more currencies, diversifying their risk and creating a more natural hedge to counter the global FX fluctuation. Volatility and uncertainty are prompting CFOs in Asia to return basics in many senses, especially through building cash reserves for a rainy day. This practice stems from the Asian financial crisis of the late 1990s, and the retention of cash has remained a strategic objective for CFOs across the region and across different sections since that time. More recently, the practice of building war chests has intensified. CFOs we talk to are consistent in their cash objectives and have been routinely deploying surplus cash by building cash reserves. What's driving this recent surge in surplus? Memories of shortfalls will still be fresh in the minds of CFOs the last time the region experienced a major correction. Interestingly, respondents to the CFO Outlook highlighted an awareness of the most basic risk of all: physical harm to employees and operations, which has suddenly gained more attention this year. In terms of where banks play a role, optimizing this surplus cash is of paramount importance, with liquidity and working capital management solutions gaining popularity. Financial market risk is understandably the key risk in the minds of CFOs. With a perfect storm of moderating domestic economies and a new cycle of monetary policy moves imminent, CFOs are monitoring the financial markets even more closely. While corporations are treating financial risks from a position of confidence and strength, on the basis of large cash surpluses, there are other areas which we've been talking to clients about and advising on both structuring and solutions. In the Greater China region, supply chain risk is a very real concern for many CFOs. Within any cycle of volatility, the CFO wants to be ahead of their suppliers and vendors and have a thorough understanding of who they lend to within their supply chain. While supply chains in Asia Pacific are stronger since the global financial crisis, we're having more conversations with clients and tailoring supplier programs to ensure the continuity of supply chains.